Manage your money like the top 1%. It's not just about how much you earn. It's about how well you manage what you have. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned in my decade as an investment banker working with wealthy clients. Whether you're making $50,000 or $500,000, the financial strategies used by the top 1% can work for anyone. In this video, I'll break down the 15%, 65%, 20% method, an easy, effective system to take control of your finances like a financial expert. Let's get started by focusing on the first piece, the 15%. This is the portion of every dollar you make that should be set aside for your future. Building this foundation is crucial for two main reasons. First, it provides peace of mind. Imagine you're going about your day when an unexpected expense hits, maybe a flat tire, a sudden medical bill, or a family emergency. Without an emergency fund, you're not just stressed about the event itself, but also about how you'll cover the cost. This can throw your finances off course, but having that 15% cushion means you stay on track. Start by saving enough to cover 1 month of essential expenses, things like rent, groceries, and utilities, not subscriptions or discretionary spending. Then work towards saving 3 to 6 months' worth of core expenses. This financial buffer ensures that if a major setback happens, like job loss or a health issue, you won't be forced into debt just to get by. The second reason to save 15% is to make your money work for you. And you don't need to be a financial expert to start. In fact, you might already be doing it without realizing it. Let's talk about why investing early is so powerful. Consider two people, Janet and Mike. At 30, Janet invests $10,000 at a steady 6% return and leaves it untouched for 20 years. By 50, it has grown to over $32,000. Meanwhile, Mike waits until he's 40 to start investing. He puts in $2,000 annually for 10 years, totaling $20,000. But by 50, his investment is worth less than Janet's, even though he contributed more. The key difference? Time and compound interest. Janet's money had an extra decade to grow, making a huge impact. So, where do you start? If you contribute to a workplace retirement plan, you're already ahead. Many employers offer a match, essentially free money. If you earn $50,000 a year and your employer matches 5%, contributing just $2,500 means your employer adds another $2,500. In the UK, you're automatically enrolled, but make sure you contribute enough to maximize the match. Beyond that, tax-advantaged accounts like the UK's Stocks and Shares ISA or the US's Roth IRA allow your investments to grow tax-free. Unlike workplace retirement plans, these accounts are funded with post-tax income, meaning you don't pay taxes on gains later. Prioritizing these accounts before moving to regular investment accounts is a smart move. Now, you might wonder what to invest in. The secret: keep it simple with passive funds that track the overall market. These funds automatically diversify your money across hundreds of companies, reducing risk and keeping fees low. Once you've set up your tax-advantaged accounts and contribute regularly, you don't need to constantly tweak your investments. Just let them grow. This hands-off strategy is used by some of the world's top investors. If you want to dive deeper, I cover this in my other videos, where I break down different types of funds, common beginner mistakes, and how to turn small contributions into massive long-term wealth. Now I want to introduce a tool that might interest you. Please note that this is not a commercial link. I have no agreement and I do not receive any commission. Before we get into the 65% portion of your income, I personally use the Skillshare online learning platform for the past 2 years, and it's been a game changer. Skillshare offers thousands of classes taught by industry experts across a wide range of creative and business topics. One thing I love about Skillshare is how accessible and engaging their courses are, broken down into short lessons that fit any schedule. Recently, I completed a course on optimizing Google Calendar, and it's already improved my productivity. Now, let's move on to the 65%, the portion of your income allocated to essential expenses like rent, groceries, utilities, and transportation. These costs can easily spiral if you're not careful. It's common to upgrade your lifestyle as your income rises, but this can work against you when higher expenses eat into your financial security. That's why keeping core expenses capped at 65% of your income is key. It ensures you're not living paycheck to paycheck even if you earn more. Of course, sticking to this limit isn't always easy, especially in expensive cities. According to national statistics, housing alone makes up about 19% of an average household's budget, with transportation close behind at 14%. To stay within budget, review your spending and identify areas where you can cut back. Can you negotiate your rent or refinance a loan? Could you switch to a more affordable commute? The goal isn't to eliminate small luxuries, but to manage major expenses wisely, so you have more financial flexibility. Finally, we get to the last 20% where the fun begins. In Die with Zero, the author shares an important lesson. The goal isn't just to accumulate wealth, but to use it to build a fulfilling life. The wealthiest 1% understand this. They deliberately allocate money for guilt-free enjoyment, and you should too. Studies show that people who allow room for flexibility in their budgets are more likely to stick to their financial goals long term. Think of it like dieting. If you never indulge, you're more likely to binge later. The same applies to money. If you don't set aside funds for enjoyment, you risk overspending down the line or abandoning your financial plan entirely. That's why the 15%, 65%, 20% rule encourages using 20% of your income for personal fulfillment. You can even reframe it as an investment in yourself, whether that's treating yourself to a special dinner, buying something you've been eyeing, or taking a trip with friends. The key is to enjoy it without guilt. So those are my top strategies for managing money, like the 1% using the 15%, 65%, 20% system. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.